Black liberation and food justice are connected because they've always been tied to power, access, and autonomy. Black communities in the United States have been deeply connected to agriculture and food production. It has been, like she said, we are people who we feed each other. That is what we have done, and it is something that was brought from Africa with them here. They had extensive agricultural knowledge that they brought with them. They were responsible for cultivating many of the crops that we have here in the United States as today stands. And even despite that, we still had people being disconnected from land. I put it into the chat a little while ago because we had racist systems, we had sharecropping, we had discriminatory lending, land theft. The legacy of those systems still exists today, which is why we're seeing 1% or less, Black farms in the United States. That is very different from the 1920s, when I think we had like 16% of the farms, and that number was down from back before Jim Crow, and so excuse me, not Jim Crow, but the slavery times when we had our people in the field. We were the reasons why rice was thriving in this country. Beans, people incorporated these seeds in their hair. They brought them with them from the continent to reseed here. And so when we see predominantly Black neighborhoods with limited access to fresh food that's affordable, we see these communities that are heavily saturated with, I don't even call it fast food, y'all. It's not food, it's a food product. Food in its natural state does not require 34 ingredients. Our bodies don't know what to do with that, which is why we get sick. That's why we are seeing the diseases that we see, because we're not connected to our food any longer. And we've been convinced that to do so. I was speaking with one of the Black farmers in Madison, and this gentleman said that he was speaking to younger people, trying to show them the beauty of having a garden. And they said they didn't want to do slave activity. The disconnect behind the power of having land, to Piper's point, and being able to feed your community, to Abby's point, is removed from the minds of many people. And so because of that, we are then dependent on systems that were never intended to keep us well in the first place. Food justice, to me, challenges these systems. In these communities, if we reclaim access to fresh food, the community gardens, supporting our Black farmers, creating local food economies, we're not just improving the nutrition, we're actually reclaiming agency, we're reclaiming health, and we're reclaiming economic opportunities. To me, one of the things that I think about is that it's not just what's on your plate. It's reestablishing power, dignity, and the right for communities to nourish themselves. One of the things that pops into my head, I think somebody mentioned it, was the Black Panthers. They started that breakfast program in 1969, and it was done in a way that was essentially set up so that it was like a rebellion against systems of oppression. They did that to show that feeding their communities was not just charity, but it was a form of empowerment. It was a form of resistance. And it's because of them, to this day, we have the WIC program right now. And so for me, that's how all of that is connected together.